Welcome back to the Tastic Collector podcast. Thanks for joining us again today. As always, this is Michael, and joining me is my boy Dan. How we doing today?
I'm doing well. The bowling skies came out today, so I'm pretty pumped about it.
That's what's up. Yeah, I managed to get 4 blisters at the grocery store yesterday after a little event. Someone might have cut me in line, but it's fine. I'm not upset. And
Not bitter about that one at all.
yeah, but you're only allowed 2, and the guy felt bad, so he gave me a couple extras. So I was like, all right, and all green coats. But I got Ampharos, I got a Flaffy,
Nice,
you
nice.
know, so we got multiple Hitmonchans. If anyone is looking for those,
If anyone's building a Hitmonchan deck out there, hit Michael
yeah,
up.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Just do the Hitmonchan deck. Uh, I heard there was something spicy you might have pulled though.
Dude, this morning I got up, went to the gym with my wife, and afterwards I was like, you know what? Michael's going to the store. He got some last night. I need to go get myself some. So I ran over to Target real quick. Got two blisters. On the first one, I pulled this beautiful, beautiful copycat full art trainer card.
Ooh.
It is, I mean, obviously, I think, not obviously, I think this is probably the most desired full art trainer card in the set. I was really, really stoked to pull that. But I also got a second blister pack that will open up right now, I think. And whatever I pull from this, we're giving away. So all you have to do is message me on Instagram at tastic_collector, and I'll give you any card that I pull here. Excluding the code card because I got to get those cards on online. So we got the water energy. Oh, a copycat, non full art there. We got that guy. This is hard to do. Skip Bloom. I can't read them because of the lights on. Chinchou, uh, Petali, Dino, Teddy Rusa, Feedbass, Rapid Strike, Herdier, Reverse Hollow, and the Eldegoss holographic there. With that
Oh, bro.
cotton lift, once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them and put into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So this is actually a pretty playable card, I think. It might even see play in some water decks using like Eldegoss or not, excuse me, not Eldegoss, that's one I just pulled, but Frostmoth, because you could still pull those water energy cards out and then instantly get them on your Pokemon using that. So all you gotta do to get those cards is message us on Tastic_collector on Instagram, or just leave a comment below, and the first person to claim them, we'll send them your way. So yeah,
Hey, that's
that's
pretty
that.
sick, man.
I know
That's
two
pretty
white
sick.
codes and 2 blisters, so that's pretty good
Yeah,
luck.
and I really like Eldegoss. I tried to lob that into my Rayquaza deck when we played because I was like, I know it's gonna be hard to find those fire energies. If I can skip out on
Yeah,
energy search, trainer cards and just maybe throw an Eldegoss line in. That was kind of fun, and it has a cool art. I
it
really
does
do
have good
like
art.
that holo on there.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty sweet.
That's pretty sick. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, and you flashed that code for him too?
No, dude, I'm keeping the code. I'm gonna be
Oh,
selfish about.
you're
I'm gonna be
keeping the
selfish
code.
about that one. So
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I
You got it.
apologize to everybody who's trying to get those codes, but it's a struggle on the first
Hey,
day, so I got to get what I can.
yeah, for real though. No, you can trade those for like a 2/2 line of Zoroark or some of the hollows already, because people want to pull the packs.
Yeah,
Um, but also you could get some crazy pulls in there and get some fun decks going. So yeah, you could try to do that. So yeah, I also have a copycat to flex, not to be that guy, but we got we got an old one that I purchased online because I was like, yo, I need to throw one in my deck, and I'm not gonna be able to pull a full art copycat like some crazy dude over there.
yeah.
So
It takes a special breed
um,
to be able to pull those. So
yeah, I wish I was that cool.
yeah.
I got a little reverse pattern on the bottom with the leak stamp, but just something to
Which one do you
throw.
have again? It's the
It's from Heart Gold Soul Silver,
yeah, dude, that
super
one's so
old
sick.
era, and it's a League Battle um fans card, which means I think or Jim,
I think
I
it's a
don't know.
championship cards. I think it's a league and championship card promo.
Yeah, I think you have to like win something at your local game store, and you get a stamped card,
Yeah.
and they've been doing those stamps in usually the bottom right of the picture, but this one had the stamp as the hollow in the background, um and I thought that that was a really cool card, so I was like, let me grab one of those, and then this dude shows me up like the day of. It's fun.
Yeah. No, but
But
for the
no.
listeners, that card on TCG Player it's only about 59, and if you're looking to play copycats, like that's a pretty inexpensive flex copycat. I mean, because if you're
Pretty
looking at
sick.
Sun and Moon Celestial Storm, full art, that's like $27, and then the Evolving Skies is sitting around 19 right now, and then there's the Evolving Skies Secret Rare that doesn't have a price right now for Evolving Skies on TCG Player, but for only a buck 59, you could get a full play set, for $6 almost. So that's a pretty good flex. Plus, those classic cards just look cool in a deck too, So that might be a
Yeah,
good
no,
flex set.
seriously. Yeah, I when I went to the game store and I was just buying cards, obviously they see it all the time, guys trying to buy the old copies of their cards, trying to make their decks cool. But he was really worried. He was like, "Yo, you sure you wanted this one and not this one?" And I was looking at him and I was like, "Yeah, I like that one better." He's like, "Okay, but I was just like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to make my deck look cool." He's like, "Yeah, sure." But when you spend like $8 on a hollow Rosa because they don't got a non-holographic Rosa, you might be I'm blowing your bag a little bit, but it's fine. Um, you know, it's
Yeah.
okay. So I got a really important question for you, Dan.
Okay, let's hear it.
I've been kind of waiting for this one.
Oh boy.
Um, so it actually comes from our last podcast. We were kind of speculating about it, wondering why. And it was it was like, yo, we got Mamoswine,
Oh,
we
Pokemon Unite.
got we got Sylveon coming back in the Pokemon Unite as their roles, and you're wondering about one specific Pokemon,
Blastoise, dude.
and there we go. And I was just wondering, if you had any exciting thoughts or anything about
Dude,
that
well,
one.
well, Blastoise is coming out. I think this next week actually for Pokemon Unite. So I'm not sure why it wasn't um, announced during that Pokemon presentation, but I'm super stoked about it. I think I hope that it's going to be kind of this. I think I said this in the last video, but kind of this half tank, half damage, which in games like this or like League of Legends or something like that, we call those like bruisers. Something that can kind of handle their own. They can be by themselves. They don't really need a support character or anything like that to buff them. Um, but I think he'll have some cool like spin moves. I haven't really seen a whole rundown of it, or what kind of changes they made since the pre-release stuff in the beta. But it'll probably have like a surf move, kind of like Slowbro has, maybe like a shell spin, water cannon, stuff like that. Um, and I don't know what the um, Unite move was gonna be, so we'll see about that. I really hope it's that Hydro Cannon move that I was talking about earlier, where it's kind of like I'm gonna get a shield and I'm just gonna shoot this huge cannon at people and push them away. Because I think that'd be really good for in-game fights, especially around Zapdos. Like you
Yeah,
could sit in one of the tunnels and just hydro cannon all the way through the tunnel and just block everybody out while your team takes it, which would kind of fill a huge role and kind of mix up how you approach Zapdos, because a lot of people just go through the center of the map, as you're preparing for it and stuff like that. So if you're able to block that off, and you don't have a Mr. Mime or something like that to block it off, but also do some damage to weaken them up before they get there, and your team can kind of clean them up as they're trying to steal it from you or something like that, could be a really good play wise. Part of me expects that not to happen, and it'll just be kind of a um, maybe some sort of like shell attack where it's like jumping in and landing up with a shell and doing a huge spin move or something. using like the cannons to shoot out the sides would be a cool effect on that. But yeah, we'll see if it's more of a tank or more of a damage carry. Um, I'm kind of expecting it to kind of be half and half, and I think it'll be really fun to play. I don't think there's really any characters in Unite yet that are kind of half and half. It's mostly okay. I'm playing Cinderace, tons of damage, or Zora or Zora, tons of damage but really low health, or I play Snorlax and has a ton of health but doesn't really
Hmm.
do that much damage. So I'm
It's like one
excited.
or the other.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited for all three because I think Mamoswine's going to be a great tank. Sylveon's going to be a good support or damage depending on what moves you choose, and then Blastoise I think is going to be a great tank damage depending on the moves you choose and items you choose. So um, yeah, I'm really excited about it. I need to start playing a lot more. Last couple weeks I've been studying for finals and stuff, so I've had a ton of time to play, whether it's a TCG or Pokemon Unite. Um, but I need to get back in and get those coins up so I can buy it right away and start playing. Because I think,
There you go.
yeah, once I see the gameplay, I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna main Blastoise or find somebody else. I was maining Cinderace for a while because he was pretty broken, and then he got nerfed into the ground. So, um, yeah, I don't know who I'd play right now, but maybe Blastoise
No,
fills that
that's
role.
fair.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, well, it's at least fun to change stuff up because the more you add, you're gonna have more things to do, and it sounds like Blastoise is a lot more versatile too at that point. So you can kind of have different strategies where when you go into a game, sometimes you just see the starting lineups against each other, and you're like, all right, this is how it's gonna play out. We have to do this in order to do it, and if we don't, we lose, and then
yeah,
exactly that happens. So it makes it a little more unpredictable and a lot more fun. And it looks like it was probably old beta gameplay, but the shell spin was pretty cool,
mm,
and then the long range type of hydro cannon, where you can like splash people at range or use it at high power or whatever. That's kind of cool. So
yeah,
like that's kind of sick. I definitely like that one. I'm not playing until Dragapult comes in or Octolog or what's Grappalock. That's his
Grappalock. You want
name.
Grappalock him? Dude, that'd be actually be pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Stage one bruiser like that. That would be actually pretty sick. Really
Yeah,
low
I
pressure. Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of potential still with that game, and
Well, it's just
with
crazy how fast they're putting out new champions or new characters. I mean, because like you think
I
about
know.
like League of Legends puts out maybe 4 a year is all like every couple of months you get a new
What
character.
were they doing at the very beginning though when they first started? Because
Yeah,
wasn't it
I
different?
didn't play when
Oh,
that
okay.
was pretty new, um, but that's been like the last probably 6 7 years. It's been kind of maybe 3 or 4 champions a year, and a couple updates here or there, as needed. But they focus really on like fine tuning. Every couple weeks there's a new patch, or every week actually there's a patch where they kind of either buff some characters, nerf some characters, change items, stuff like that. Um, which I mean, but Pokemon Unite's putting them out like every other week. It seems like
That's crazy.
because
Yeah,
we
it
get
freshes up the gameplay. It makes it
yeah
more, different every time you go in there. So it makes it less stale, which would be definitely kind of cool.
yeah, and I mean there's a couple other game modes where you don't have to play with the Zapdos on in the middle of the map and you're playing like a little bit quicker rounds and stuff, which obviously favor some of the lower evolution chains. Like if you're a single stage Pokemon or stage one Pokemon, you get there a little bit quicker, so it helps in those fast paced games. Um, but I think Blastoise could even be good in some of those too, where it's quick pace, but I can do whatever I want kind of thing, and not have to worry. But yeah, I'm super excited about that game. I've had a lot of fun playing it. I think if the developers keep going with it and can make some fine adjustments here or there with kind of the um, balance of Zapdos and a couple other things, I think it could. I mean, honestly, I think it could be a pretty good esports game where you're only
Totally.
playing 10 15 minute rounds, um, with like champion select and stuff like that. But especially if they add like in your ranked stuff, if they have like kind of a draft pick where you know you get only one person in both teams together can play the one Pokemon. So you have to prioritize your picks. Where like
Similar to League of Legends.
yeah, so like let's say Blastoise is a broken character on release. Well, in that situation, whoever's first pick is going to grab Blastoise no matter what, even if they want to switch with a different player on their team later after the draft ends. But that means the other team can't play Blastoise, and they have to figure out a solution on how they're going to control that and, yeah, just kind of change the pace of the game accordingly. That's what I really like about League of Legends, where it has that strategy aspect to it. And if you're playing on full team of 5, then it's way more fun because you guys can talk about your strategy and stuff like that. Whereas Pokemon Unite, there's no voice comms yet, so you're just playing with strangers that you can't talk to or like playing anything with. So it's kind of a little bit more difficult that way, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think if they make it more popular, it'll definitely be a thing where you can kind of like have more people having access to it, and then more people knowing what to do, and then that way you can kind of, actually like me, you, and Grant or whoever could like actually, form a team and play, and that or Cannon too or whatever,
Yeah,
because he's got it. So
yeah. So I guess we're
like
looking for a fifth. If anybody out there wants to play with us, we need one more person. So
shout out, yeah,
no, no, but yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. Um,
Yeah, I gotta get it because I'm definitely gonna get the new games coming out. So if I'm gonna get those, I might as well get this game sooner than later because I want to play it. I definitely want to get into it, and it's like, well, might as well play it now while the other games aren't out yet. So
yeah, and you want to get onto it early because, I mean, there's still people. I mean, it's a Pokemon game, so there's a lot of like younger kids who play it too. But when you play ranked, you start out at the lowest ranked, and you can just smurf on kids if you just know like, okay, this is how I should play the game. I have a little bit of strategy in my mind. You can just run through the ranked game so quickly and win every single
that
time and
makes
get
sense.
up to a pretty high level right now. Whereas in a couple of months, once people really understand the strategy and there's more tutorials and stuff that kids are watching, they're gonna get better. Just like it happened with like every new really popular game like Fortnite and stuff. First couple of months, nobody's building at all, just shooting around, having fun. And then a year into it, they're like, okay, I'm gonna build 600-meter towers and snipe you across the map, and it's just not fun anymore. So you got to get in these games
Yeah,
early.
was
So
that before or after Thanos?
yeah, I don't know what.
Bro, that's all I'm
They've had
saying.
so many of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. I mean, that's Unite has like a whole bunch of potential, and it's really cool that they're bringing out all these characters so fast because it just shows that they can do that continually, and that means that the database could be ever expanding. Where you go on there and there's just a whole bunch of Pokemon that people have a connection to because of the games they play, because of whatever cars they pulled or whatever, or these games
Well,
just have
and it'd be
cool
cool.
abilities and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be cool, really cool if they kind of synced up with how the other game releases. Like if we have Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl coming out in a couple of months, they sync up and they release like Infernape on release date of Diamond and Pearl too. So
That's all you're hoping for, right?
if Infernape gets in the game, dude, I'm done playing any other games. League of Legends out. I'm playing only Pokemon
There you
Unite.
go. There you
You
go.
just can keep those words on a freaking legal document because that's gonna happen.
Yeah, Pokemon, dude, do not mess this up,
Yeah,
please.
right.
Um,
The
yeah,
other the
no,
other thing,
it.
last thing we should mention about Pokemon Unite though is the I think we mentioned this last time too, but just the pre-registration for the mobile game. Um, for however many people pre-register, there's different rewards. So the first one's
Oh
like
yeah,
tickets, second one's Pikachu, just the card, and then you get if we get to like I think it's 5 million pre-registrations, there's the Pikachu costume. So um, yeah, so make sure that I think
Daniel's throwing the Wii in that one, so please, bro,
yes,
please,
yes, yes, yes. Make sure you get
please,
there.
download and do all that stuff.
Do your part. I think we're just over 2.5 million as of a couple of days ago. Um, so we've already unlocked the Pikachu in the middle, and we're just waiting for that costume, which is pretty cool. And if you can link your accounts from your phone to the Switch too. So if you're only a Switch player and you're like, I don't really want to play mobile, that makes. I mean, I'm probably not going to play a whole lot of mobile either, but just pre-register for it so that you can get
You
this
can get the
stuff
rewards.
on your Switch too. So yeah.
Pretty sick. Yep. And speaking of things that get updated all the time. And we're talking about content overhauls. Just kidding. No, Pokemon trading card game online hasn't been updated basically. It's been updated here and there, but not really crazily since its initial release,
It's
and
been like
it's
10
only been
years.
released. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been it's been released about 10 years, and some things have happened on the internet to maybe progress our technology a little bit. I don't know,
Just a little
but
bit, yeah.
finally with the fusion booster packs arts coming out, we were able to take a sneak peek of the back of it, and it said Pokemon TCG Live code instead
Yeah.
of the trading card game online, which means that we're hoping everyone's speculating. So Pokemon now probably feels bad and is gonna have to do way more than they already have probably, but it's gonna be a huge overhaul on the game online, and I'm super excited about it. I've been playing. That's kind of how I got back into it. I dumped a whole bunch of codes on the online game, and then just made a Sandaconda Giratina tag team deck, which
Which
doesn't
cooks.
win.
If you're new to the game, that's the deck you want to build right now.
That's all I'm saying, bro. I was having fun with it. I had a great time, and you know, Uh, now we're gonna be able to talk about a new content, client in order to play the game in, and that also means that we get to speculate and wish for certain things to um to happen. And
Well, there's just so many
Dan, I
possibilities,
actually
right? Like,
that's what I'm saying, because
yeah,
you know the Pokemon do a lot more things than just like hit each other. When they use fire bringing attacks or whatever, and it's just
yeah.
like, woo, like, oh yeah, that's crazy. They used another fire move. It's like cool. But there could be a lot of things that they can do with the cards in the game and the effects that they can do. And my first question for you, Dan, actually is not my first question, just a question is, what is something you're looking forward to the most?
Oh boy.
If
Do these have to be realistic, or can it be like something I'm wishing for, but probably I understand probably won't happen?
please do that one.
Okay,
Do that
okay.
one, yeah.
So something I'm really, really hoping for is that one, the active Pokemon get a 3D model. So if you have, let's say the fusion Pokemon, let's say it's Mew Fusion, right? There's a little Mew 3D rendering above the card just chilling, right? And so that's number one for me. I honestly don't think that's gonna happen. That seems a little bit too much like Yu-Gi-Oh, and that kind of style of play. But that'd be really cool. And I'm not expecting it for the bench Pokemon and stuff. I understand that would take a crazy client to
Yeah.
run and have all those whatever. But just the active Pokemon, that would be really cool for me. And when you attack, those attacks come from the Pokemon. So if it's like a psychic attack that's gonna hit two Pokemon, you know, on your end of the client, you're gonna select which ones you want to hit first, and then the move goes off and goes, okay, we're hitting the active for 60 damage. Here's a little effect for that, and while that's going on, here's the secondary effect that's hitting the bench for 30 damage or something like that, or
Yeah.
um, if it's like a Jolteon, VMAX or something, it has, okay, there's a lightning bolt coming from Jolteon that hits the active for whatever 100 damage or whatever it is, and then also one that's hitting whatever bench Pokemon I selected for 100 damage too. But those are like simultaneous effects instead of how it is now. You do the first one, oh, here's some damage counters for that and a little small effect, and then 5 seconds later, oh, here's the second attack. It doesn't really seem like it's all one attack. But
Yeah.
that's
No,
something that'd be
totally.
really cool. And just elemental differences. I mean, they already have those effects in the game where it's like, okay, here's a psychic little circle, or a fire burst, or water coming down. Um, but those things coming from the actual Pokemon model uh, instead of just out of the air.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Because if you let's just say you put the card in the active, and then right as soon as that happens, like the card just disappears, the hollow like goes vertical, and you're just it's just, yeah, like Mew sitting there.
Yeah,
And then when it's time to attack, you just like go for your attacks, and then it will like go from there. You don't have to like literally click on the card and do it. Like, it is fun. It is cool. Like we do
Yeah.
like that. But it is kind of lame when like you have a Pokemon like Eldegoss and it does float up and it has the same visual effect as um Delmi's VMAX hitting the bench.
Yeah. Well, that's what
It's
I'm
just
saying.
like
Yeah.
like it'd be cool if I mean it kind of does that in like Sword and Shield with the Gigantamax moves where like obviously they all like if it's a rock type they all have the same max vocalist I think it is or whatever and like then that effect looks all the same but at least it comes from the Pokemon
Yeah.
and it has a cool rock effect and it is the same move where like you have different things going on where like if it's like Slowbro VMAX using a poison move like all it does is it's just like oh like purple bubbles up around you it's like oh cool guess he's poisoned
Yeah.
but it would be cool because like obviously you have to use the cards in a certain way to show things like confusion you turn it around like all these other things but if you could do a thing where
You
it
could add those
definitely could
effects
just
to the model though themselves.
exactly
I mean,
exactly and
I
you could just show on the side your status conditions and your health and your attacks and that way you wouldn't have to like it would be way more cool to do that and instead of whatever and
yeah.
then like let's just say you got Duraludon sitting out there Duraludon V hanging out and you attach all the energy looking all big and you go to evolve into the VMAX it just spins and you're like what nah like let's see something sick
Yeah. Like the
let's see
actual
it really build up you
yeah.
like take them up the same amount of space as like a V Union card or like you see all the possibilities that's going to be in the future with the fusion and the V Union cards coming out too so it's just like you could really make this game so sick where like having all these old cards and stuff will be brought in even like a new light, where you have like, your old uh cool cards that you have. Well, like I have some old like full art trainer cards that I ended up pulling because you get like free packs on the ladder or
Yeah.
something, or
Well, what would
whatever.
be cool with
And
trainer cards is if the trainer like came out like kind of like anime style, like in that art style, and like even if it's just a little screen thing that pops up and goes, like
yeah,
I'm Marnie, and then the Marnie comes out
or
with
like
their
boss's
Dusk Ball or
orders and he
something.
just points at the guy and then some switch up happens. It'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, just something to make it more exciting, not just oh here read my card. Like if I'm playing online and I don't have those cards in front of me, I need something that's gonna give me a little bit more of a hey this is really really cool versus because I can't touch the cards, I can't look at oh that's really cool artwork on that card right there, as I could in person. So when I'm playing online,
Yeah.
I need a little bit more of the entertainment value. Whereas when I'm playing in person, I have my cards to look through. You know, I don't know. That feel of the cards is enough to stimulate me. Whereas when I'm playing online, I need something to capture my attention. Really tell me, hey, this game's cool. I need to play this game.
Yeah. No, for real. And like I'll be going up against uh like Decidueye deck and I always play Dragapult. So I got Dragapult in my active and I'm going against the Decidueye. And I got Mew on my bench, right? And Decidueye goes to attack me and it uses its attack on my active. I flipped heads with Dragapult and it does 220 damage things on my bench, but they're both blocked by Mew. So I block the active and I block both bench attacks, right?
Yeah.
And all I see is a little dome appear over
Yeah.
Dragapult, and a little dome appear over my two Dreepies on my bench. And it's just like, cool. Can they like swerve around or like can Mew have a bench barrier thing where it's like cooler than just like random domes that randomly appear? Like I would like to see really cool effects from I mean it would be a crazy overhaul, but
Yeah.
like there is so many cool things that
Well,
these
I
cards
mean
do
something.
and they relate to what the Pokemon do
Yeah.
in the game. They relate to like all the trainer cards and all this kind of stuff. And if you're able to like, pull off combos with like single strike mustard, and it's your last card in your deck or in your hand. You throw it down, and he comes out and he's like, "Hey," and swoops cards out of your deck so that you have them in your hand and you play. It would be cool. Like everyone would like that, and that's kind of like what the connection we would
Well,
like, honestly, with
yeah.
with all those cards.
Well, and it could be really like really similar to the games where like as you enter a battle, the trainers always say something weird, especially the bad guys. They're like or like just like the
Right?
weird spellings of words and stuff. And it'd be cool to see that, like, if I do Boss's Order and it's Giovanni, he just like grunts at you or something, or if it's Mustard single strike or something, or rapid strike, it has like a karate like themed grunt, or
Yeah.
something like that. Whereas like right now it's just so boring, and there's so much room for
Yeah.
improvement. Um, but going to your Mew thing, I mean, Mew's gonna be rotated by then, so I don't know what we'll see. But
Well,
Mew,
I mean, you can still play
we
expanded.
right, and I hope that they do add more. Even if they just do like a modern, an expanded, and maybe like some custom rule sets or something like that, where you could like, hey, let's only play cards from this era, or with these special rules on, or something like that. That'd be really cool. But it'd be
Yeah,
also
because they
cool if
were they were teasing they were teasing. So they put out, not to interrupt. I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
They
you're
were
good, you're
putting
good.
out this one thing, back. I think it was last summer. I think it was last summer or maybe this last winter. Obviously, it's kind of a blur, but they put out this Google form type thing of just trying to get responses, and they just had a million questions on it, and it was basically like, we just want and like feedback on like what you would do in this scenario. And they had one that was, I think you might be remember this. It was a single price format,
Mm.
and the overwhelming response was, we want that. It was like 70+% or like 85
Yeah.
plus percent or something. And they hadn't implemented into the game, but it's so glaring that that's something that would be necessary. And so
Well,
they're probably definitely looking at the formats, because the theme decks are kind of going to be rotated out, unfortunately, because they're not making those anymore. And then they're looking for other formats, and it would be nice to have single price. It would be nice to have formats that are like the last 3 years or the last 4 years.
right. So that moves more like
And
modern, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then obviously you have your standard, um, rotation that is out.
Yeah.
So
But it'd be really cool, like, hey, I only want to play a single prize deck against other single prize decks. I'm gonna go into standard single prize, ladder, where I'm only playing against those people. Or I want to play really competitively. There's a ranked ladder where only standard cards are played, and that's what I know that I'm expecting to play against. Or I can play in a modern ladder, or a expanded ladder, or something like that. So you're not stuck into playing. Hey, you're gonna play all of standard, no matter what deck you're gonna play, and that's the only way you can move up through the ladder is playing regular standard decks. And if you want to play single prize, well, good luck, because you're going to go against Eternatus VMAX or Urshifu Rapid Strike VMAX, and maybe you'll have a couple good games here or there, but it's going to be pretty far in between where you're having fun. Whereas if you could control a little bit more what you're playing against, you could really build your decks to compete in that way too, which would be fun.
yeah, and there could be different reward levels for these ones, and there could be, uh like like I don't know. There's so many things that they have with those, because you have daily ladders, you have daily challenges, you have the versus ladder that you get rewards for,
Yeah.
and then you can play in tournaments. And
Well,
it's just
and
like there's so many different ways to play, and I think if they narrow it down even more, where you kind of get more of the more clutch things with things that are actually being played, and
yeah,
all those kind of things, like those, that's because right now they have, you were just showing me the other day, they have tag team, uh,
Greninja and Zoroark. Yeah,
Greninja and Zorak,
and that's a cool
and
card. That's for sure a cool card. But if I'm playing through, and I'm playing standard decks right now, and it's the week before Evolving Skies comes out, I don't want to work all that way up to get two copies of Greninja Zoroark when it's gonna
Yeah,
rotate
and the
so
packs
VMAX.
are
Yeah, like XY
from
Plasma Force or whatever that
yeah,
one is. Yeah,
and those are playable barely and expanded, but that's it. It's just
yeah.
like um I
But
don't
if
know,
I was
like
in an expanded ladder or a modern ladder, sure, those are great rewards. You know, because those are the cards that I want to play. But if I'm in a standard ladder, I would rather be, hey, you know what? Evolving Skies doesn't come out yet, but Chilling Reign has. Let's give you a couple of Chilling Reign packs, or, um, it's been a while since Sword and Shield's been around. Let's give you some Sword and Shield packs. Something like that, where it's like, okay, these are actually worth working towards, and maybe it's like a Zacian V is the full art promo at the end, or even off meta stuff could be fun, where it's just like, okay, I at least can try to figure out how to use this in my deck. And if you only get two copies, it's not like I'd still have to go buy packs to pull them in code cards or get the code cards to trade for it. So it's like it's not taking any money away from them, right? Like they're just giving you maybe half of a deck setup, and the third one's maybe a VMAX. So like you get two Rapid Strike Urshifus, and then the last one's Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. Well, it takes you a ton of time to play through that, so you're making sure your players are playing tons of games, and then you also only get half or a quarter of a deck built through those cards. So I still have to go out and buy packs to pull them, or trade for the extra copies, which again makes Pokemon more money. So I don't.
yeah.
That's my
No,
personal
I
thought.
do yeah. And the one cool thing too is that they could add a format where it could be um just the league battle decks. I think
That'd be really cool.
And ADP and Reshiram would probably be rotated in that format, those decks in the Pikarom one. But if not, those would be the ones that you'd probably want to like definitely use. But if you were to add that type of format, there's some really cool decks out there. There's like Gardevoir that has really crazy healing, and something like that would be broken against only a 1/1 line of Rapid Strike Urshifu, or I don't even think they have the VMAX in those decks. So, it'd be
They
pretty
will.
hard
They're gonna be a.
to.
They're gonna be a. I think it's gonna be yeah, one line of
Oh, okay. Yeah,
VMAX.
so
Yeah.
you could do something like that, and it is kind of cool. And then if they come out with like a Duraludon League Battle deck, let's just say, um, you use that and it can block Urshifu in that format, and then all of a sudden you have a counter immediately. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's a lot of potential, definitely. And yeah, there was one big other one that you mentioned to me that I would love as well.
What was that?
Um,
I can't remember.
the mobile game, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because right now you can only play on the iPad or like a tablet version. But
Yeah.
if you could play on the mobile, I think I'd play way more often. Like if I'm at my lunch break during work, or in between classes or something like that, I could pull it out and play. Whereas right now I only play on my desktop at home, and when I'm home, there's so many other distractions or other things going on that I don't always play that much. Um, yeah, it'd be super nice. Plus, then you could use
Right?
your QR code scanner on your phone, like you're using your camera, and get your code cards way easier that way. Um, yeah, that'd be really cool. And
Yeah, that'd be clutch because there's like a lot of like like are we like in 2010 still type of deal with this
right,
game? Because it's just like if we could really just push this forward and get this going, like you really want to bring all these other client systems and stuff that they have going. The trading card game, the all the online games, the Switch games, and everything, so that people, Pokemon Go, all these things, so that they can kind of like get into all of it and like continue with it. And if you drive them away from playing online because they can't play on their phone, and it's the one on the laptop or
yeah,
whatever is just like so backwards. Just like you can only force something for so long,
yeah.
like.
And it's
But
just crazy that they're gonna put Pokemon Unite out before they put Pokemon TCG out on mobile.
it's
Like it
that
can't the system can't be that much more intensive for a mobile TCG game because we have so many of them already. That hey, let's put a MOBA out on mobile instead of putting out our trading card game. I don't like no mention of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's actually so funny to think about because it's just like this game's been out for how long, and it's like how long has Unite been out, and they were
right.
just like, we could get people to pre-sign up for this. It's like, bro, you know how many people want to pre-sign up
You'd
for?
have so many more for the TCG than Pokemon
Oh,
Unite,
it's
but
whatever.
yeah.
It's whatever. Yeah. And maybe just one last thing I wanted to comment on. I might have forgot. It was pretty cool knockout animations would be kind of sick. I'm not asking for any Mortal Kombat shit because I'm not morbid, but I mean, at least something would be cool
Yeah,
where,
I think it'd be cool if they
um,
kind of like like they fainted like in the games where they're like, "Oh, I'm dead," and then it gets recalled into a Pokeball behind the bench of the cards, something like that, and then the card
yeah,
underneath gets put into the discard pile or whatever else. But
exactly. And it's like, yo, sometimes you knock them out with a crazy amount. You do some crazy combo. It's super hype, and you take their last three prize cards, and all it does is it's just like wham, flow, like
and it pulls the
discard,
card so
grab grab
slow.
grab three cards. It's like okay,
Yeah, there should be some sort of like if you knock somebody out when they have three or more cards remaining, like if you get a lucky four card knockout using Urshifu, Rapid Strike VMAX or something like that, like you get some sort of big, like, oh man, that was crazy. Let's give you a big animation for it, or if you knock out a VMAX last minute, or even if it's like one prize, one prize, like some sort of like screen shows up saying like, oh, it was a clutch win, something like that. Um, that'd be really really cool. Yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, there's a lot. I don't know. It's pretty sick. It's kind of exciting to think about though, because I definitely have way too many cards in the online game, and sometimes I was just buying codes to redeem to trade for packs
Yeah.
or trade for cards that I wanted, and it was just you know I'm sitting there with like 20 extra battle styles packs. I'm just trying to trade them off for something, and it's just pretty funny, honestly, because I'm just, it's just a waste at this time. But maybe it might be worth it. I'll be able to use my cards to do something cooler, or it's gonna completely flop, and we're gonna have to wait 10 more years. But we'll see.
No, I think they'll do a really good
Um,
job. I think it'll probably be released around the same time, maybe a little bit after celebrations, around the 25th anniversary, and then right before the fusion cards come out. Uh, and they'll probably do some sort of transition period where it's like, hey, make sure you link your accounts, or if you're linked up with your trainer code, all your cards will automatically be transferred over or something like that, which would be really cool too. But yeah, yeah, I think that's probably all we got for TCG Live, unless there's anything else for you, man.
no, that's yeah, that kind of wraps it all up. It's just kind of it is kind of exciting to know that they are at least putting something out there, and they're going to hopefully overhaul the game because um I don't know how, but I've been justified playing this game for over a year and a half so far, and sometimes you're just going up against the same, ADP type
Yeah.
opponents for a while, and it just, finally ADP is rotating and all these things are happening. It's
Well,
pretty exciting,
I feel
and
like
and
Urshifu
they're
VMAX
finally,
is the next one though. It's not like it's any better.
yeah, no, it's whatever. You're just gonna have to be faster than them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's just the baseline at this point, but. I guess it was the same as ADP. You just had to be faster than ADP, and if
yeah.
not, you were a bad deck. So yeah, um, yeah. So honestly, I'm I might just go on a little bit about the new format that just dropped.
Yeah, I'm
So
super
we
excited about the new
got
format. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be kind of insane actually that you kind of break it down because it is going to be 2 weeks. It's kind of a long time. You're sitting there. So yesterday on Thursday, when we're recording this podcast, yesterday, the codes that you enter online were finally live. You're able to open up packs. And today around 1 p.m. Pacific time, whatever the heck around the rest of the world, they're gonna go live to buy off the off the store
Yeah.
on the client. So um, finally, like the cards are gonna get into the game, and we're starting to see new decks and all that kind of stuff. And basically, it's just kind of gonna be chaotic as heck because um,
Well,
you
you
know
get this
there's
2 week time period where it's okay. Evolving Skies is playable. It's not tournament legal yet, but it's playable in the versus ladder and stuff like that. But you still get all of the last rotation too. So those 2 years of Sun and Moon stuff still available too. So
yeah,
it's just
and there's
like
so many crazy combos that they
yeah.
haven't even been able to like even map out. And the one that's just like you know going all over is just like Rayquaza could be a fire discard instead of
Yeah.
a lightning discard right now. So it's sitting there where you can put Giant Hearth, you can
Oh yeah.
put all like just change out
Welder.
Rayquaza for
Yeah.
Blacephalon or something, one of those decks, and you
Yeah.
could be going crazy. You could have a 1/1 line of Flaffy, and then the rest is just Crobat V and Eldegoss V and stuff like that to get your support going. And Mew's still in rotation, so you're gonna have bench barrier to protect anything that you need on your bench. And I don't know, it's just there's just a lot going on with this.
Yeah.
Like ADP is still there where you could like, do some stuff and that's whatever, but then you're sitting there with all of the old cards, the big ones are just like Welder and Rayquaza, Mew, Chaotic Swell getting rid of Path to the Peak. You have like Giant Hearth for Rayquaza. You have like it. I don't know. Like Pokemon communication is huge right now.
Yeah.
Still there, and um, a lot of like the newer cards like Dark decks Dark decks have Weavile GX that can move as many
Hmm.
dark energy around per turn. And so people are playing that with like as many Galarian Moltres as they can.
Yeah.
And so it's just like you're sitting there kind of scared, bro. Like I was playing a deck yesterday
Kind
and
of
it was
scared.
like Zoroark, and I was just like, oh yeah, nothing's gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, they just start switching the things on their
Yeah.
stage one, and then using all these abilities. And they were, I'd be playing Dragapult, and they brought out the I think it's Sea King that you flip 3 coins, and for each heads you discard an energy from your opponent's Pokemon.
Oh
And
yeah.
all they were doing was just trying to dry out my entire deck of energy. And I was just like, yo, that's
It's so
crazy, and it
frustrating, but it's
worked.
so
And
fun. Yeah.
yeah, and then like I played Durant that was just like using some of the old like Caitlyn, Cynthia, Lieutenant Surge and
Oh
Boss
yeah.
combo every single turn. It was
Yeah.
like this is insane. And then yeah, it's just like there's just a lot of tag teams and a lot of old cards that are just insane combos with the new cards that are coming out. And I don't know, I just have a feeling that like it's just gonna be so fun on the ladder because every game you go into, you're probably gonna lose, but it's just like someone has a cooler deck idea than you do, and I don't know, it's
I
just
mean,
kind of cool
the
because
next 2 weeks on the versus ladder, obviously you shouldn't be playing that super competitively because most of the stuff's gonna rotate out in the next couple weeks. But
exactly.
it's just gonna be a fun like, wow, look at what everybody else is thinking about right now. I mean, look at what Rayquaza could have been if it came out a year ago. Look at what
Yeah,
all these stupid cards could be if it's also a good look into what modern could look like. If we get that in the PTC or Pokemon TCG Live. Um, Modern would include those Sun and Moon era cards where, you are able to play Welder or Quaza or something like that too. So that'd be kind of a cool little sneak peek into what that could have looked like too. Um, but yeah, it's wild. It would be really fun to actually have an in person tournament, maybe like this time next year, where okay, some cards are rotating out. Um, just see what everybody's doing with the new cards, even though they're not tournament legal. Just have kind of like a non-tournament tournament, if you will. But just have some fun with it. Play this chaos, format kind of thing. So that'd be really fun.
Seriously. Yeah, no, I'm kind of wondering too, yeah, like what's gonna be Rayquaza's support in the future, obviously, but yeah, right now it's pretty bleak on like other decks because if you're just
Yeah,
playing alternatives, like you're gonna get completely swamped, and if you get like any sort of other like even like Urshifu Rapid Strike right now is just gonna be like just wait 2 weeks, bro. Like Mew's still out there. Everyone has it in their deck right now. It's
yeah,
insane. And even if you play the Rayquaza with Flappy, um, like that one plus like all the old support from a couple of years ago, it's too much. Like you still have Mew to protect them, and then you have like all these ways to find them on your bench with
yeah.
ball search and all that, and it's just I don't know. And Pokemon communication, it like this yeah, this next 2 weeks, if you're able to get your hands on Rayquaza VMAX and make a deck, you might be able to like beat people in like 3 turns,
Oh yeah. No, that's definitely a
like easily.
possibility. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Well,
don't know.
stop
I'm
playing
pretty
smart.
excited about it, but
Yeah.
I only have Dragapult, you know, so
I mean,
that's that's
it's the
what
next two
I'm
weeks are gonna
using.
be crazy fun, but then you look forward. Okay, after that September, I think it's 9th is the date. Um, you're looking at the meta, looking at what's really going on here, and we lose Mew. There's no more Pokemon communication. Um, I don't know if Rayquaza and Duraludon can keep up with the speed of Rapid Strike Urshifu, and that kind of sucks, but it's just so quick, so powerful. Without that bench barrier, it'd be so hard to set up too. You know, um, but
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to get combos off with that. I think I'm starting
yeah,
to think about your Zoroark combo with that because if I get knocked out and I still have a Zoroark on my bench or a Zorora and evolve into Zoroark, I can at least you know recycle some of these. And if I throw another Mareep on my bench every turn, I can I don't know like
well the problem is then you're just giving up. Even if it's just a one prize on your bench, and they're hitting you with 150 to your active, 150 to your bench. If it's a VMAX, okay, you get 2 turns, but then they've already taken 2 prizes in those 2 turns. And um, if it's not a VMAX, okay, I lose my V in 2 turns, so that's 2 prizes plus 2 more single prizes over. But yeah, I don't see how that really works out.
yeah okay
Yeah,
yeah because it's just like it's gonna be tough. I think that yeah, Rapid Strike Urshifu with bench barrier has been or Mew rotating has been just lingering for so long. Everyone knows about it. Everyone's kind of worried, but no one kind of really like has dealt with it yet. And I think that
It's
dude.
gonna get pretty crazy because all these decks need to protect their bench, and if Rapid Strike Urshifu can attack the bench twice, it's just I don't know. There's no way to keep up with that with Mareeps and all
It's
that.
not, and that's the crazy part. I think the only my when I'm thinking about building my deck, um, and I look at okay, Duraludon VMAX will be okay as long as they don't pull out their water energy, which most decks only play like 4 of anyways, and they don't have any way to search it, so that'd be okay. But then I'm thinking I had Zamazenta in, and that way Zamazenta can't get hit by that bench damage, and it's a way I could uh, Metal Saucer onto that without losing. Even a Zacian V on my bench can get hit two shot by Zamazenta or Urshifu VMAX. So, um, yeah, I think you just have to find ways that you're not getting hit super hard on that bench. But yeah, we'll see how
Yeah,
that. We'll see how. I'll go
I
for
don't
it.
really know. It's gonna be kind of crazy because I think that it's gonna be like you just hope that in the fusion Pokemon that a bench barrier Mew or something like that comes
Mm-hmm.
out, or you hope that it comes out in the next year so that you can be ready for the next in-person tournaments with your Rayquaza, or else you're sitting there and you're gonna have to game plan for Urshifu targeting specifically your Mareeps. And if they knock out those, that's two prizes. And if you knock out them the next turn, that's three prizes, which is a good trade. But
But then your
um,
Rayquaza has 10 HP on it, and
yeah,
that's a five card turnaround for two cards. I don't think that's worth it at all.
exactly. So it's just
Yeah,
like I don't know. It's gonna be really tough to be able to keep up because if they knock out three Mareeps and one Rayquaza VMAX, which is just three turns, that's game.
yeah,
So you gotta like game plan around that, and it's gonna be pretty hard. I like the rescue carrier, like saving the Mareeps, but you can only get knocked out till they take all their prize cards. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm hopeful about it, but at the same time, I am now like, in the boat of if I pull any Rayquaza VMAXs, I might have to sell them IRL because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play that deck. It's gonna be pretty expensive for how collectible and how
Yeah,
much hype is around it.
I mean, TCG Player has the prices out already, and it's looking like Rayquaza is going to be a pretty expensive deck. Um, Rayquaza V, just normal artwork, goes for, I think it's like, well, that can't be real. Is that $22 really? No way. It's got to be like $7, $10 maybe.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's yeah.
That'd be wild. Um, I think the VMAX probably goes for 20. Let me look it up real quick. That can't be right. Yeah, Rayquaza V normal artwork's like $8. V Max is $23. So I mean, you're looking at over $100 deck already, just in the regular artworks. But um, I mean, if you pull a Rayquaza V alternate art and you sell it, you get a full playset of the regulars. But that would hurt to sell that card. I think I'd rather get it graded and sell it in a couple of years, maybe if it's an investment, or keep it if you're a collector. But um, yeah, the Duraludon is going to be real cheap to build. It's like $10 a VMAX, $2 a V card.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be
so,
clutch
so
because
you're
you
looking
could
at
probably even justify buying alternate art Vs, which is like one of the coolest cards in the set, even. And that one's gonna be maybe over $50. And then if you do, you know, uh, you probably need three Baymaxes, or you could probably get away with two.
yeah,
And then you're sitting there only with like, you know, 24 plus however much the alternative art is.
yeah. I mean, the alternate art Vs are like $50, so I'm probably not buying those. But the full
I
art
don't know,
Vs,
man. It wouldn't be that bad if you could get in a tournament. I think the alternative art V might be the coolest card you can invest in that set because if you can get the deck to work, it'll probably be worth more in the future. And it's like
yeah,
him and Ryan or whatever,
yeah, Ryan.
and it's a cool artwork, dude. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a really cool. I don't think I'd play with it. If I bought one of those, I don't think I had the cojones to play with it. I think I would rather sit around that Duraludon V full art.
True.
That's $5. That looks kind of cool, but
Oh, really? That's not even that bad.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I think honestly, I might play a two. Uh, I mean, two Duraludon Vs from Champions Path, which is a metal, and then two
Yeah.
Duraludon Vs from Evolving Skies, which is just single strike dragon. Because that metal would let you metal saucer onto it too. So that'd be kind of a cool tech card. Maybe just one of those. Actually, do one, two of those. But
Yeah, I heard that if you're using Bronzong, um, the older Duraludon is definitely a cool combo, and then if you're using Houndoom, the newer one's better. But if you're using both,
well, and I plan on playing uh, both. So we'll
exactly,
see how that turns
might as
out.
well grab
But
both of them.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, um, I don't know if I have much more to add to that, but I am definitely going to be playing on the old client for the next 2 weeks, and I'm pretty excited about it. I already got 4 codes, and I'm hoping to get my booster boxes soon, and then I'm going to try and trade for all the cards I need for my decks, and we'll see if we can go from there. But any last words?
No, I mean, if you're interested in that Eldegoss card, remember you can always message us on Testicle. Like the first person to claim it is
Yes.
just gonna get it mailed to them. If you want to play games with us online, hit us up too. I think we're both always down to play a couple games every once in a while. So if you're looking for someone to just practice decks with or mess around with, have a good time, message us on there as well. I know last week we said this was gonna be the video, or last week's video is going to be the first one on YouTube, but I think this one is actually going to be the first one on YouTube. So check that out if you guys would rather watch us. Barring no technical difficulties this time, we're honing it in every time we get a little bit closer, and this time I think it's going to work. So fingers crossed. But yeah, other than that, connect with us on Instagram at Tastic_collector, and let us know what you're pulling, what kind of decks you're building with these cards, because we're excited to hear about everybody's other ideas.
Yeah, I mean, there's all the evolutions, and there's so much hype about the new sets, and any of the full art trainers. If you're pulling those, you can start throwing some deck ideas with that. So, I mean, just yeah, message us if you pull anything cool or you want to play us. That'd be great. Yeah, we'll probably end up in the next episode, maybe eventually talking about our gym leader challenge from Shield era, and we have some really cool cards that we picked out from that one. With like Metagross and some of the cool Pokemon that have hollows. In sort of Shield era, and then we'll kind of get into some of the cool stuff that was released from Fusion with a possible Bolton VMAX. So
Yeah.
maybe invest in a Shiny Fates Bolton V10 if you
Oh,
can.
that's a good idea,
Um,
actually. Yeah.
but anyways, thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to follow us and subscribe and like the video and do all that kind of stuff and support our channel. Love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, have a good day.